On. We're recording. Woo!
Woo!
It's been a hot minute, guys.
Just a little bit, been going through some things. The
Yeah.
last year's absence has been full of life.
Yes. 2022 was not the year for either of us. So, I hung out, got reacquainted with my friend Mary Jane, and we're just living life.
Yeah, I just worked. That's all I did. I worked and I drove. And then when I wasn't driving, I was working. That's all I did. I did nothing else. I tried to stay with BLs, but to be quite honest, there were so many. And
Funny.
it got really hard to watch them actually. Like that is the thing that I noticed when trying to keep up with BL because YouTube monetization has made it really difficult for a lot of those companies to make money by putting things on YouTube. You're having to go to all kinds of other websites under behind paywalls to try to watch a lot of these shows. And it just became one of those things where I could no longer play Sherlock to try to find an episode of the show that probably wasn't going to be that good to begin with. So yeah, I did keep up with some BL, but I really got out of the habit.
Yeah, me too. For me, it was a bit more, it felt like quantity over quality. And I think like you get tired of watching 6, 7 out of 10 shows, you know? I mean, they're fine, but
Mm-hmm.
like it's kind of a big investment to watch 12 hours of a show that you're like, it was okay, I guess, you know?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So that pulled me out of BL, and then K-pop. Today we're going to be talking about K-pop, a genre that I think both of us have kind of stepped away from a little bit recently as well.
I haven't stepped away. There just hasn't been a lot that I've like been attracted to recently. This year has been not my favorite year for K-pop. I like already am like bored. It's April and I'm bored. Like there hasn't been anything besides I've that I've been like, ooh, that was really good. That was worth looking at and wanting to buy, you know?
Yeah, 50/50's Cupid has made me happy this year.
Very cute song. I think it's insane how big this song is getting. I hope it keeps going. Good for them. Crazy.
Yes, even though they've got a plagiarism suit right now. So, well, they don't
It's
have a suit. It's being talked about.
I don't think anything will really happen from that.
Yeah, well, we'll see. But yeah, so since K-pop is how we met, I think it's only appropriate for us to reunite behind the guise of K-pop. And
Mhm.
who are we talking about today, Mason?
The Nine Muses, but should we introduce ourselves first?
Sure.
All right.
Hi, it's me, that old bitch slathering in the corner.
And people think that I'm fat, but I'm really just big boned, and my heart goes out to all the big girls out there. Mason. I prepped it.
I'm just laughing because I haven't heard somebody refer to themselves as big boned in forever. Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah.
All right.
Um,
So we're here.
yes, we're here to talk about the Nine Muses, the probably like amongst K-pop fans considered the most like underrated second gen group. I feel like if second gen stands were going to pick one group to really pull up into the major ranks, we would have all united for the Nine Muses girls.
Absolutely. Nine Muses is one of those groups that when you hear the big hits from them, they're instantly recognizable. But
Mhm.
if you were to ask somebody to name more than two members of this group, they would be at an utter loss.
Yeah, definitely, especially because they had like 12 or so girls in the group, and the fact that there's only really one big name doesn't bode well, you know. But
Yeah. And so it's it's interesting to revisit Nine Muses. One, because it's so fun to see kind of the evolution of second gen just through their videos and the quality of
oh,
videos.
totally. Yeah, they didn't get HD till like 2013. It was wild. That was the first HD video.
Oh my gosh.
On one today.
so, so there was that, and then also like watching all the videos over time and seeing how like the group evolved with the technology of second gen, seeing like how even paying closest attention, who are these girls? Like
Yeah,
seriously, who are these girls? I felt like every video I was seeing a brand new group of people.
totally. I think that was one of the reasons that really made them not blow up, like watching the videos, I really got a sense of, oh, I see why they didn't become superstars. The music is there, but the video and the concept, we'll get into it.
Yes. So let's start by establishing the company that Nine Muses is with, because honestly, anytime you're telling the story of Second Gen, you really kind of have to tell the story of the company, because Second Gen was all about what company are you affiliated with, and Nine Muses fell under Star Empire.
Our favorite. We love Star Empire.
Star Empire is just okay. So Jewelry, which was a huge kind of like first into Second Gen group, was under Star Empire. And so Star Empire, before they had Nine Muses, had a little bit of money because they had some bigger artists. And they were also one of those companies that had singers and actors. So they were diversified, if you will. Also, they had a bigger male group. Zia was underneath them. And
Mhm.
a lot of the boys from Zia went on to do big things in variety and acting. So this was not a company that, started with Nine Muses and was always on the struggle bus. They've had times where they've been flush and they've had times where things have been lean.
Mhm.
But the problem that Star Empire has had is that they have always been really sketchy with the finances. And as we start talking about these videos, you can definitely tell when the money was a big issue.
For sure. Um, so let's get into their debut track, No Playboy, produced by no one sorry, Mary Jane hit. Produced by no one else other than JYP himself. He produced No Playboy, and it was a Wonder Girls reject.
You can tell because JYP believes in whisper singing. And the very first lines of this song, it's like,
Yeah,
oh my God, stop, please.
yeah. JYP himself doesn't sing good, so a lot of his artists have to sing the way he knows how to sing, which is not great. And it leads to that sort of whisper style. I honestly wish it had the JYP intro to this. It would be awesome. But I think the story goes, as far as I'm aware, I could be totally wrong, is that JYP was between No Playboy and Tell Me for the Wonder Girls. And the Wonder Girls voted for Tell Me because they were smart. And
Mm-hmm.
selling No Playboy to Star Empire, and they took it up and decided to make that the debut for Nine Muses.
Yes. So I'm gonna have to assume that Genie by SNSD had already come out at this point, because when you listen to the very beginning of No Playboy, it sounds like the intro to Genie.
Mm,
Like it has a very similar synth line at the very beginning of the song.
yeah. I mean, if it was between No Playboy and Tell Me, No Playboy would have been at least written before Genie had come out. But I don't know when Genie was written because no one knows when any SM song was written. They've had songs in
Right.
vault for years. I mean, I think like remember there was some story when Red Velvet did Zimzalabim and Isuman was like they weren't ready for this song at their debut and now they're ready for it. And then we got Zimzalabim and everyone was like this is some bullshit.
Yeah, like no one needs this.
Yeah, we didn't ask for this. Oh man. If we eventually do a Red Velvet episode, it'll be
One day.
interesting.
It'll be a hootenanny. But
Yeah.
yeah, you listen to the very intro, that dun 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 dun, and it sounds very much like Genie. So obviously Star Empire was listening to this and thinking this is completely on trend. We got a 9-girl group. People are gonna see the parallels.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yes, but you're also feeding them a terrible music video.
Oh, it's hot garbage. It is like 90% close-ups. I mean, it's like this, the whole video. I don't want no playboy. No, no.
No.
It's that, the whole video. It's insane.
Yes. And it's crazy to me too, because the video itself, even though you have so many close-ups, you still don't know who anybody is. They
No,
all look alike.
because the styling is garbage. You don't know who anyone is. The hair looks boring. The dresses are boring. It's like, there's about 2 pixels in the entire video, and you can't even see the dance for the most part. It's just like kind of not great glamour shots. And it
Yes,
could have been a lot better. It was giving like
to be
America's
fair.
Next Top Model music video challenge. That's how that felt.
Yes, it felt like they rented out a nightclub and set up cameras and said, dance. And the girls' costumes are literally lingerie with a blazer over the top.
Yeah. Man, remember when it's honestly very interesting how more conservative K-pop has gone over the years in terms of its styling. But also the girls are debuting younger and younger. So like I don't want to see the New Jeans girls in like lingerie with a blouse with like a suit jacket over it. That would be very inappropriate.
Oh yeah, we don't want to see that. But like I think the youngest member of Nine Muses when they debuted was like 18 or 19. So these were grown women.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the women there were grown. Like, in fact, there's one lady who debuted with Nine Muses who, right as we speak, is about to turn 40. So they had grown women in
Yeah.
Nine Muses.
And you can tell, I feel like, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Like I think Lee Sem has a great look to her, but you can tell she's an adult woman. There's no like, oh,
Yeah.
she's 25 but looks 16. It's like, no, that woman looks 25. And she should. She was that
Yeah,
age.
she looks like she pays taxes.
I thought Star Empire didn't pay taxes.
That is true. You have to make money to pay taxes, but she definitely looks,
Yeah.
she knows how to fill out her tax forms. But
Yeah.
yeah, watching this video, it's really easy to see why they would be dismissed. Also, I don't think it helped with the reputation that they were given before they even debuted. When they debuted, it was all a lot of girls who had won beauty competitions, and they were all very tall and very thin. So the reputation immediately out the gate had nothing to do with their voices. It was all about look at these visuals. This is the
Right.
model girl group. And
Right.
so, yeah, you come out the gate, whisper singing the way that JYP normally does. How is anyone supposed to take you seriously when you got a song that sounds like a ripoff of Genie? You're whisper singing in the JYP style, and then it looks like you're in an abandoned nightclub dancing in lingerie and cheap blazers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It was basically like those groups that go around to army bases and dance half naked. It was one of those things where you really didn't think this is a group that's going to turn into big things moving forward.
Yeah, the vision wasn't there. But I think going forward, you really see that these girls can sing. Like, it's not that Star Empire got like a bad bunch of girls and that's why this didn't work out. They failed because Star Empire did a bad job, but the girls dance and sing really well.
Yes. So immediately after this debut, a member leaves. They
It's
lose a
crazy.
member literally 2 months after debut.
And I think they almost lost more. And I think one or two came back. Like Aaron, I think, was gonna leave and then came back. There's like a crazy documentary about the making of Nine Muses that if you can find it, it used to be on Netflix. I don't know if it's still there. You can find the making of the Nine Muses documentary. It is a wild ride.
Yeah. So Jae Kyung is the member who left 2 months after debut. She was the lead vocalist. And then they had a song called Ladies that came out after No Playboy. And they had two more people leave at that time. They had a girl named Rana, who was their leader at the time, who left after Ladies. And then Benny, she also left after Ladies. And both girls are doing different things now. Benny just got married, and Rana, she's a DJ now. But yeah, they lost people very quickly after debut. Of a group of 9, they lost 3 with the first 2 songs.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
But we then roll into honestly a really, really great song, Figaro. It
Mhm.
is tonight, keep up tonight. It's great. Like this dance move, it's great. 10 out of 10. I'm
Mhm.
okay with it. But it's like a big nightclub song. Like it is midnight. We are dancing, we're rolling, we're having fun, we're multiple drinks in, that's the vibe. And the outfits they chose were cute pink frilly dresses.
Well, they had a couple of different outfits. So they had the cute pink frilly dresses, and then they had the pants outfits. And there's one member in particular in the group. Let me see if I can find her name here because there's so many girls. Unji, Park Unji. She's the
Mhm.
girl with the really short orange hair and the deep dimples.
Got it.
I could not stop staring at her. She has this one outfit that's like these long, wide leg pants and this striped top that has one sleeve and it's like cut across her chest. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, this, this. Finally, somebody woke up. And also, like,
Yeah.
a set this time. Who knew that they could actually put money behind a video?
There's a set, there's costumes. It's still honestly not great. The editing is a nightmare at times. There's times where it's cutting on literally every beat, and it's a fast beat. It was insane. I did not enjoy
Mm-hmm.
that. I really didn't think I think the one outfit you pointed out was cute. I thought none of the other outfits were good or matched the song. Like if you watch that video
Mm-hmm.
with the sound off and then you turn the sound on, you're in for a surprise.
Yeah. But it was a start of heading in the right direction. I want to say Sweet Tune did this song.
I could believe that. It sounds very
Yeah. And I
grandiose.
Yeah, and so like it had more energy. It definitely was a song that helped pull them away from the model thing because that's the other part about No Playboy. No Playboy absolutely sounds like a runway song or an H&M song, whereas Figaro sounds more like an actual song for people to listen to in other places instead of
Yeah,
it just being like fashion music. And so
yeah,
I really think that this turned the tide for Nine Muses and it made people more interested to see what else they had to say.
yeah, for sure.
And because Star Empire is great at making decisions, they follow it up with another terrible video.
Oh man, I forgot what's next.
I believe
News.
news is,
No,
yes.
wait. There's some greatness to be had in the news video. That first like 10, 15 seconds where they're like, it's them on like a flashing circular disc and they're like posing against it as the beat hits. That is great. That was great. That was the first time in a Nine Muses video I was like, oh, okay, we're working with something here. This is good. We should do more of this.
Yes. The mirror work was nice, but also mirror work is cheap. It's literally like, let's set up some mirrors and you swirl on the floor while we use the camera lens to make the mirrors multiply.
Yeah, it's cheap, but I think the there's parts where it works really, really well. And I'm going to try and focus in on those parts, but for the most part, it's pretty garbage. Again, very, very tight. We're very tight in on all these girls. No, no, it's mostly close-ups again. It's very annoying. And you see like none of the
Yeah,
dance.
which makes sense though, because, but to be fair, Nine Muses aren't dancers.
No, but at the time, that's sort of like I feel like that is a necessity for K-pop, you know? Like if you're a K-pop girl group, you need to sell a dance, you need to sell a concept. And they weren't selling that. They didn't sell us a concept or a dance, you know? G had the
Yeah.
jeans and it had the dance.
Yeah. Nine Muses was selling We're Cute. And the more you watch their videos, especially like going towards the end, I would say that probably the key dance for any Nine Muse songs is a good body roll.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, it's just a lot of
You got rolls, you got this, you have the Hurt Locker, whatever the fuck they were doing there, like this.
yeah, little suspender pulls and a little this number. Like
Oh yeah,
it's
for
just
dolls.
yeah. So I mean, they're not really big dancers. Probably the hardest, well, I won't say hardest, but probably the most vivid dance they ever do is in the next song we're going to talk about. But yeah, they're just not a group of dancers at all.
Yeah. And that's fine. I don't think these K-pop groups, especially these girl groups, like a lot of times the dances aren't as intense. They're meant to be, they're prototype TikTok dances. I mean, any like second gen girl group dance would have been perfect for TikTok, you know?
Oh, absolutely. Like a lot of times when you watch people on TikTok that do dances, they do dances from like the hips up and have a lot of arm movements. That
Yeah.
is absolutely what you're getting from Nine Muses. Like you're not getting much in the legs department and you're not getting anything that anybody can't do. Like it's definitely like pretty girl movements a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
time.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah. But like going back to the video for News, the costuming wasn't great. The hair, they did try to do some different things with everybody's hair because, you know, after Orange Hair tore it up in the last video, everybody's like, I need a hair color. I need it cut. I need something. But yeah, it was just, they tried really hard to like give vignettes to the main lead vocalist, but it still was kind of like, who are these people again?
Don't know who they are, and you don't know who's singing when and why. No,
Yeah.
like no
So
vocal has really come forward as the vocal yet.
yeah. I think that the next song is where you really start to get more vocal, at least in my opinion, from Nine Muses. And it is probably one of my favorite Nine Muses songs ever, if not my favorite, Ticket.
Ticket is great. We're really starting to see like a concept emerge in terms of the video and outfits, which is great. They have the cute, I love the like olive green and like bright candy apple red outfits. Those are super cute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I love the fact that if you had the physical copy of this album, inside of the album are cards, and the cards are them in those red and green outfits, and
Mm,
it's kind of a sepia toned retro kind of photograph session. But
yeah.
yeah, I thought it was super cute. I thought that the song was great. I love the little squeaky
Hmm. Yeah, the opening riff is great.
yeah, and I just think it was wonderful. And you have the cool like arm ticket one way
Uh-huh.
dance. And I'm just like, okay, you're giving it to us. You're establishing a key dance. You're establishing something interesting in the backing track. It's got big horns on it, which was really popular for second gen at the time with big horns. Yeah, I just think that this was really giving us more like it is our intention to be one of the major groups in K-pop instead of like we just have to release a video so that they'll put us on the music show.
Right. It also has a much like brighter sound to it than the last few songs, which had a very, they were kind of dark, heavy songs. And I like those songs, and I think a lot of people do. But I think, at least with K-pop, brightness is key in a lot of ways. Unless you're
Mm-hmm.
like a 21 or a Blackpink, then you can kind of get away with it. But even then, like, there's a bit, you can play a lot of those songs at any time of day, whereas like I don't know if I want to listen to Figaro today. Like it's 1 p.m. I don't know if Figaro is the vibe, but Ticket, totally a vibe. 1 p.m. I could listen to Ticket at
Mm-hmm.
1 p.m. I listen to PM at 1 a.m. You know, it works any time of
Yeah.
day, and that's the key here. That's
Yeah,
the ticket,
Ticket is
the golden
wonderful.
ticket.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good vocal moments, you know, just even in the chorus, you know, ticket one way, one way, one way, one way, ticket.
Yeah, it's such a good hook. Such a good
Yeah,
hook.
I always think it is it it's so great, and you can just really tell like they were bringing it vocal forward this time. And
Mhm.
yeah, I still to the first time I heard the song, I remember thinking this song is amazing. Listening it to it today, I'm like, this song is a classic. Like if you're
It
talking
is.
second gen, this is a classic.
It's a
So yeah,
classic.
I really, really liked it.
Yeah, and there's quite a few Nine Muses songs that really just hold up to the test of time, and this is, I think, the first one that truly like this sounds great 10 years later. It's gonna sound great 30 years later.
Yeah, and I even though it's got the big horns that were popular at that time of second gen, I don't necessarily think you can hear this song and nail it down to a specific year. You might get within like 3 years of it if you weren't familiar with second gen, but definitely it's a song that feels kind of out of a time.
Yeah, it could have been from 2015. Why not?
Yeah.
Sure.
So Love that. Okay. The next song that we're getting is the song that I think is the reason why a lot of girls left Nine Muses, and it is Doll.
What? Why do you think they left for Dolls? Dolls is their best song.
I don't think that they left because of Dolls. Okay, so Kyungri came in with News, and she didn't get a lot of features in News. She really didn't get a lot of features in Ticket. But when you watch the Dolls video, it is very obvious that Star Empire is hanging their head on Kyungri.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of the girls were like, ah, that bitch over there. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I feel like this was the beginning of a lot of tension on the group. Also, there were a lot of girls who left, and they brought in a lot of newer girls with Dolls.
Mm.
And it definitely feels like there's a friction between old team and new team in a lot of these videos moving forward. Also,
I can
Dolls
see
has
that.
crazy costumes.
Honestly, not crazy enough. I again
I
like
I was like, go
oh
ahead.
sorry, you go.
I was just like, what is the concept here? Like at one point they're
Well,
wearing booties with shorts and like fedoras, and then they're in these like prom dresses, and then they're in these like black cat spy costumes. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
yeah, okay. So my theory is they're being dressed up like dolls, and each costume is a different concept, but they didn't go far enough with any concept to really make it seem cohesive. Like I almost think that like if you look at like a Twice as Cheer Up or like TT video, like each member has such a wildly different concept happening that it works and it's different and it delineates them, right? Like I almost think each member should have been given a doll concept that they were the front runner of, and really commit to the concept. Don't just do kind of suits, do full suits. Don't just do kind of a frilly dress, like really commit to like a prom look, like under the sea prom, get specific with what you're doing. Do like a cowgirl look. There are so many opportunities for them to be dolls in this video that they don't take up, which is unfortunate. But the song is it's
Great.
a ticket. I mean, it's perfect. It's a perfect pop song.
It is another one of those songs with big, full horn sections on it. I really enjoyed that. I think it fit with this song. I love the kind of like step dance that they do when they've
Me
got the little
too.
overalls on.
Yeah.
Like I think this is a great song, but I just hate the way it was styled because it was just so all over the place. And I think what would have made it for me is if they had put every costume that they were going to change into the closets at the beginning of the video
Yes.
that they step out
Yes.
of.
Oh my God. Yes. Great idea.
Yeah, which it's a small change, but if you put every costume that they're going to wear into the very beginning and then you see them wearing the different costumes, then you understand
Yeah.
you're looking at the doll's clothes closet and they're changing clothes on all the dolls.
Right. It just feels like very, honestly, a lot of these music videos at the beginning feel very lazy and not thought out at all. Like they were rubbing
Yes,
pillows
and
together and a dream, and that's what we got.
it just really felt like Star Empire said, "Are there any costumes left from Mister Mister? We've got a scene we could stick them in. Are there any costumes left?" Like I just feel like they went to the back lot of all the other K-pop music videos that were filming at the time. And were like,
Yeah.
I just need like 4. I don't need all of them. Just give me 4.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Totally. Oh, I love that. Oh, that's great. But like you
Okay,
don't have to.
now
Oh,
go ahead.
Oh, I was saying you don't have to like break the bank to make like a concept either. I think like if you've ever seen, I mean, okay, I'll bring it back to G. They're wearing color jeans and a white t-shirt, but it's a look and
Mm-hmm.
it's a specific look. They're not breaking the bank on that look. That looks at Target. That looks at Walmart, It's in every department store. And that was the genius of it. And I feel like they should have gone along more of those lines if they were on such a limited budget.
Yeah, I think the other thing that would have made it appropriate for dolls is if, again, doesn't cost any money to do it. In addition to hanging all the clothes in the closets, also make them pose in their
Mm.
clothes. Like they have
The
them sitting
models.
together,
Yeah,
yeah, but have them pose like dolls. You know, have them
totally.
do like the Barbie pose or
Yeah.
something, and then
I'm like
show
this
like
on this I see it. You have the spinning turntable. You have like it's slowing down as someone's turning, and as their back goes to, you kind of speed it up, and then it's a new girl in a new outfit, and she's in a different pose. Turn around again. Oh yeah, we should have directed the
yeah.
dolls out.
I'm telling you, because this we're not asking for money. We're just saying like it may take a little bit more time in editing, but you know, if each girl had like a signature pose that they did, and then they showed them in each outfit in their signature pose, then
Uh-huh.
that would be great just to establish we are dolls. But
Yeah.
they don't do that.
And then you could do so much with the dolls packaging. Could you imagine the packaging opportunities? You have the members in their signature pose and their signature outfits. You do member versions.
Mm-hmm.
And like the red velvet, what was it, the Queendom packaging, where it's like the
Ah,
toy
yeah.
packaging. Could you imagine? So many missed opportunities, but and it sounds like we're harping on them. It's just because the songs are so good and Star Empire really set them up for failure in so many ways.
Yes. So I would say that this was a time when really people were establishing their brand. And one of the things that makes it so difficult for Nine Muses is, in addition to not really knowing who anybody is except for Kyungri, because like I said, they were really pushing her to the front,
Yeah.
starting with this video. It's just they don't have anything that distinguishes them as them, because even though Dolls is a great song and it's got that really full horn section, it was
Mhm.
also a time when a lot of people were incorporating horns into their music. Sistar was doing horns, 4 Minute was doing horns, Kara was doing a little bit of horns. Like people were really exploring that sound.
I
And
believe.
so I think one of the things that yeah, I think one of the things that makes like an SNSD brand work is they can do different genres, but you know, you're always going to get like an extended high note in the bridge. You
Mhm.
know, there's always something that lets you know, like, this is that group song. And again, Nine Muses, you're hearing all this wonderful music, but there's nothing that really says, oh, I'm listening to a Nine Muses song right now.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of that does depend on like the vocals, and I think a lot of like how they're coached in vocaling and how to deliver the vocals for each song, because I think what makes Girls' Generation work is, yeah, there's 9 girls, but there's, even if you're listening to them for the first time, there's a solid 4 or 5 voices that you can pick out and be like, that's a different girl for sure. 9 Muses, if you told me one person sang the entire song or like a chorus of girls saying everything at once, I think I'd believe you. I'd be like, yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah, so there is a video on YouTube that compares the vocals of Sarah, who is also a YouTuber herself, with the
Yeah.
vocals of Kumjo, who came into the group after Sarah left. And
Mhm.
they're singing both of them are singing older Nine Muses songs. And literally, there feels like there's no difference in their voices. Like they
Yeah.
sound almost identical. But that's how kind of generic the voices were done for these Nine Muses songs. And it's crazy because I went back and I listened to some of Sarah's solo music. Like she did a lot of covers and stuff because YouTube is her main gig right now. And I'm
Uh,
like, she has a voice. Like
she
she
does. She has a
clearly
very
can
good
sing,
voice.
but nobody really worked with her to be like, and this is going to be the thing that your voice does, that when people
Mhm.
hear you, they're going to know it's you. And
Right.
I mean, that is really what distinguishes the greats from the goods. Like if
Right.
you listen to a Park Bomb, what makes
Yes.
her great is that her voice has a certain distinct trademark about it that you're like, that's her.
It's so good they made Rose do the same thing because it worked.
Yeah. So that's the reason why I say like there was none of that care was put into Nine News. They had some very good singers. They had some people who absolutely knew how to carry a tune, but they no one invested in trying to give them a signature vocal sound.
Yeah. I mean, I think this carries over to a lot of groups today, honestly. I feel like today, a lot of groups that are kind of underrated fall under the same category for me, where I'm like, there's no one vocally that's standing out. I'll be honest, that was my biggest gripe with Luna. There's 12 girls and none of you had an interesting voice. Come on. Come on.
Yeah.
12 of you? 12 of you? We couldn't get like Chu was definitely the best. And so that was why she was the most popular, you know? She had the most recognizable voice and had a bright personality. So that's
Yeah.
1 out of 12. It's not enough.
And when you look at a group like G Idol, they've got their leader who has
Oh
a
yeah.
distinctive rap voice. You know, back when you were looking at For a Minute, it was obvious Hyuna was the star because she had the most distinctive voice in that group. And, you know, even talking about now, I think part of the reason why 50/50 is doing so with Cupid is not just because the song really hits on that TikTok algorithm. I think it's also the fact that the girls are singing with a different kind of a different fabric of voice, if you will. Like
Yeah.
their voices almost feel velvetier than what you hear in most K-pop.
And I love it because they're singing a very traditionally like cutesy song that almost seems like it could be sung by like an eyes one with like Nako doing like that kind of like nasally cute Japanese voice. It sounds like it really almost should be sung like that, but it's sung with girls with really hearty vocals. It's great.
Yeah, they're almost husky in the way that their voices are.
Mhm.
Like they
Yeah.
have a definitely almost like a light rasp to them, and
Mhm.
that works. So I
Oh,
really do think like that's one of the elements that a lot of companies need to pay attention to. You need to do something that distinguishes your girls. So yeah, I think that's where things failed. But now let's go to the video that I honestly have never watched this video until we had to do this because I used to be afraid of this video.
why?
I don't like gory things. I don't really like a lot of blood. I went to the
Mhm.
movies to go watch Renfield. That was a mistake. And in this video, the first time that I wanted to watch it, they showed somebody running a razor blade between their lips, and I knew immediately, hell fucking no.
Mm.
So I really had to pull myself together to watch this video, and it is wild. Literally, that's the name of the song, Wild.
It's it's wild. It is not a great video. It's their first HD video. You can finally see the girls. You're happy to see the girls. Gorgeous, gorgeous girls, gorgeous gowns, gorgeous gowns. Um, their
Lies.
lies. Listen,
They look a fucking mess.
I'm trying to be nice. Listen, Sam, it's been a year. I turned a new leaf. I'm nice now.
Okay, well, you know, good cop, bad cop, them bitches look raggly. That red wig they had Sarah in is a nightmare. I can't believe they did her like that.
Oh yeah, it's gross. I also hate that the concept for this video is just black and white with red lips. It's honestly, it's really tacky. It was tacky in 2019 and it's really tacky in 2023 or 2013, sorry.
Yeah.
It,
So they
hate it.
it is a black and white video, and then someone comes in and color corrects for the color red.
Mhm.
And they have a lot of close-ups of them in a white room wearing black outfits with different kinds of red lips and doing stuff with their lips, big tight shots just on their lips, and they either have jewels on their lips or they've got red lipstick or they're licking their lips, or in one very disturbing scene somebody is running a razor blade across their lips. Ugh, even thinking about it, it makes my heart jump. I hate it. And then when we're not in the white room where everyone is putting on red nail polish and red lips, we're in this really dark kind of like basement of a club, and everyone is kind of like giving off I might be bi teas. It's
Mhm.
just really bizarre. Also, this is probably the first video of them really leaning into the like we're girls who like girls thing,
Mhm.
which they'll explore more in future videos.
Yeah. It is, however, a very good song,
Mm-hmm.
arguably the fan favorite Nine Muses song. People love this song. To me, though, it sonically sounds like it should have come before Ticket because it's much darker than Ticket and Dolls are. I mean, it's almost night and day with Dolls and Wild. It's pretty impressive.
Yes. Also, when Wild was being teased, if you have a chance to go online and just Google image Nine Muses Wild, they had these promo pictures and it was called like the '09 project. And it was basically shots of like abs with pants unzipped and lips. And like they really were leaning into like the sexy concept for Nine Muses
Yeah.
at this time. So yeah, I think the song is good, but I just hate this video with everything in me. It feels super cheap. It's styled really bad. They have another scene when they're in this club basement where like some of the girls are wearing club gear and some of the girls are wearing like jerseys and jean shorts. It's just
It's
it
a
makes no
lot.
sense.
Um,
Yeah,
Gorgeous Gowns, Gorgeous Gowns. The song's good. It's not my favorite Nine Muses song though. I think it's a little overhyped, but it's a good song.
it is a song that if you were a K-pop fan right before this song came out and you kind of grew up with K-pop during that time, it has a very special place for sentimentality. But if you are not familiar with that time in K-pop and you were listening to it for the first time, you'd be like, this is not special.
Yeah. Like if I was gonna show someone a Nine Muses song to be like, this is the song that you should get into to really enjoy them. I think of the songs they'd released that we've covered so far, Dolls is the easiest pick. Dolls or Ticket.
Yes, yeah, Dolls and Ticket are the ones like, here you go. And that maybe I'll throw in Figueroa. But yeah, this song, I would wait pretty late in the game to share this with anybody.
Yeah.
So we go from what I feel is a disaster of a video visually to actually what I think is their prettiest era. Like
One of
everyone
the
looks great in
best
this next
easily.
video. Gun.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. When this came on, I was just like, oh my eyes, how delicious.
It was a sight for sore eyes. Definitely. I
Yeah,
love
I mean it's sepia colored and
mhm.
warm and just God,
I love
feeding
that
in my veins.
I love that the concept is just like American Girl. Like they're in like plaid, blue and white and red. They are, red, white, and blue girls. They're fueling up your car. But I like it because again, we finally picked a concept. Thank God. I'd buy those outfits. They look
Yeah.
cute. And you can get them at the Target. I love Target.
Every girl looked great. Everyone had a cute, flattering hairstyle. Everyone had cute, flattering clothes. Everyone's makeup was super pretty. The coloring of the video made everybody's skin look amazing. I just really, really love this video. They had the green car, and the girl was kind of on it with the retro like hair scarf, and I'm like,
Yeah.
this is yeah, and like the retro gas pumps. I'm like, this is so
Mhm.
pretty.
And
This is pretty.
it's pretty, it's perfect for the summer coming up. I don't remember. It's one of those songs though that like I feel like I remember the visuals more than the song this time because even now don't remember how it goes, but like I know when I hear it, I'll know it's that song, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it had kind of a California guitar sound to it, that kind of twangy guitar sound that reminds you of like California Western music. But it was very, very simple. Like nothing vocally stood out in Gun, but it had a very pleasant sound. The video went with the sound because that kind of retro California surfer guitar sound is very much placed in the 60s, and then their look is very kind of retro with the hair scarves and everything else. I think it was definitely something where if you're talking about visually introducing Nine Muses, this is visually where I would want people to see at least the first iteration of Nine Muses, some of the older girls, because the next video is the last video for at least half the team.
Oh yeah.
So
2013
yeah,
is
so like
a year for them. 4 releases, that's a lot.
yeah, so that's why I feel like this video, if you want to know what the older members looked at like at their very best, that's the video to look at. I would look at Gun, and then right after Gun, we get what ended up being the last song for a bunch of the original members. So looking at my list here, Esim leaves after Glue, Park Eun-ji leaves after Glue, Rui Sarah leaves after Glue. Yeah, it was a bloodbath,
Yeah.
especially because we're talking about main rappers, main vocalist, and main dancer leave the group after Glue.
Big
And
hit.
I don't blame him because when you look at the Glue video, it looks like Star Empire is about to go out of business.
I think there's one good set with one good costume. And it's the
Is this
like,
the red costumes?
yeah, the orangey ones. They're great.
Yeah.
Like orange, the like blood orange latex outfits. They're doing this little dance, which is honestly like my favorite Nine Muses dance. I was doing it in the
Yeah.
kitchen, like waiting for the water to boil, just going. It's catchy, a little hip move. It's like, yeah, the like blood orange latex bodysuits with like that like kind of like turquoise checkered background and lighting. That was really pretty. And again, very simple, but great colors, great costumes, and the package works. The rest of the video,
They tried to redo Wild. Apparently, Gun was not very popular on the charts. So they went back to Wild, which was wildly successful. And they tried to recapture that sound and look, but it really did come across as super cheap. I mean, I'm looking at this picture of the set, and at least 5 girls have the exact same hairstyle. Like, it's not a great look.
yeah, it's too matchy matchy. But it's a good set.
Yeah. And, you know, it makes me wonder though if the reason why everyone looks so similar, and again we're like, who is who here, is because maybe Star Empire knew we're going to lose some girls, so we need to make it to where people don't miss anybody because they all kind of look alike.
Yeah, it did feel like, oh, their contracts are up. Let's push out let's squeeze one last drop out of them before they go.
Yeah.
Honestly, not a bad song to leave on. I really like Glue. It's probably towards the upper half of the list for me. It's
Yeah, and
cute.
I think what's good about Glue too is that not only does it close the door on like several members of Nine Muses leaving, because at this point I think 5 or 6 members have left the group since debut, but also this is the end of that sound for Nine Muses. They will never sound like that again.
And thank God, honestly, because I think after this we move into arguably two of their best songs ever.
Yes.
We move into Drama, which was the first song that got me really hooked on Nine Muses. I am a slut for drama. I love drama. I love the insane structure of the song. You start with the rap, which honestly, she killed it. Uerine, I can't pronounce your name right. I'm so sorry, girl. I did hear you might have bullied some of the members, so I don't know how I feel about you right now, but the rap. You killed the rap and drama. Like Esem left and you had to take up the mantle of rapper and you did a great job. So thank you for your services there. But we have like the rap verse and then rap and then like the first verse, chorus, post chorus, a bridge, another verse, final chorus. It's like, who structured this song? It's great.
Yeah, it really was a grab bag of a song, but every part of it was so catchy. Like, you know, the only you do that part super catchy. And then like this drama, that part super catchy, you know, and then like
Yeah, it's all catchy. It's exactly what K-pop should be. The verses and the chorus need to all be very catchy.
yeah, yeah. And then like the video makes no sense. They're all like talking about each other and whispering about each other and getting mad at each other and getting mad at their phones and walking across this super cheap set. Like the video is nothing to write home about, but it's really, really nice to see them really fight to make a comeback. Like
Yeah.
even in the video, go ahead.
Oh, this was like a full year after those girls left. They had nothing in 2014 because I think Glue came out at like the end of 2013. Some couple of girls booked it, and then like top of 2015, they added 2 new girls, Kumjo and the girl who I don't remember, but I remember her face very well because she's in the like she does the like
Yeah, so Sojin. Okay, so what
Sojin.
happened between Glue and Drama is that uh Troublemaker had come out and Star Empire said we could do that. So they made a group called Nasty Nasty that had one member of Zia and it had Kyungri and it had a new girl who wasn't in Nine Muses yet named Sojin. And after doing that one project song, which is garbage, they're like, this is a new member of Nine Muses. If you have a chance to look it up, the group is called Nasty Nasty, which just goes to show how people felt about Troublemaker at the time. even though like
Honestly, of the Hyuna boyfriend projects, easily still her best work.
yes, okay. Listen, tangentville here. Gianna has always found a way to put the men she's fucking in her videos. And I applaud her for that because we
Yeah.
didn't realize until way later these were her men. But Hyunsung was the only one where you felt like this video works because he's in it as well. Whereas every fucking time I've ever seen a project with Dawn and Hyuna, I've always been like, he could be anybody. You could
Oh
swap
yeah.
him out for anyone on earth.
It's for sure always and still the Hyuna show. Hyunsung was the only one where
Yeah.
it was like the Hyunsung and Hyuna show.
Yes. And that's probably why their relationship didn't work, is because at one point she had to tell him, like, I'm sorry, did you forget that I'm the main character?
Yeah. It's that clip from Pearl. She's like, I'm a star.
But yeah, like if you look at the original Troublemaker video, you can't really tell they're dating in that video, even though it's got a couple sexy moments, but whatever. But when you look at the now video, it is like, oh, they're fucking.
That dance? Oh yeah. They were fucking.
Yeah. Yeah. And like throwing each other around the trailer and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah. It was nasty.
Yeah,
Um
it was.
I love Troublemaker.
And I think she was fucking that guy from B2B that she did
Oh,
the Good Girl
for
song with.
sure. Man, still her best song. Sam and I are like Roll Deep apologists. We really go to bat for Roll Deep.
You can't convince me it's not the best song she ever did. It's perfect
great.
in every way. Nothing, it is styled perfectly. It's a great sounding song. It has a great beat. His little feature rap works just fine in there. It's not obtrusive at all. Like, it is just perfect. And also, he looked great. Like, you could tell that she styled him
He's
before the video
hot.
and said,
Yeah.
these are what my boyfriends look like, so this is what you need to look like.
Yeah. He looked great.
Yeah, so I mean, we're not doing a 4-minute
Yeah.
episode, but I'm just saying, at the time, having kind of a co-ed group thing, like with just a couple of people, was popular. So in between Glue and Drama, with them not really knowing what direction Nine Muses was going to take, they did this little project group called Nasty Nasty, and it was grossy grossy. And then we ended up in Dramaville. And I think Drama was great. Also, for those who don't remember, at the time, the album cover for Drama was a big controversy because it was all the girls wearing these like pastel colored wigs. And apparently there had been like a magazine photo shoot that had the exact same styling that had come out like a couple of months before they did this shoot. And everybody's like, oh, Star Empire, you're copying because you're broken. You can't afford stylists. And they were just like, we're not copying. It's an homage.
Yeah. We're referencing it by doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, there's a difference there.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you have a chance to look at the actual album itself, it has, again, it's so ugly, but it's these like short pastel bob wigs, and everyone's wearing them.
I don't think they're in the video at all.
Not at all. It's
Yeah.
just the packaging, nothing else.
It was bizarre. But I mean, again, honestly, terrific song. I love Drama. Weddings, birthdays, funerals.
Drama is one of those songs when you tell people you need to research the history of K-pop, I feel like you have to include that song just because, if nothing else, I think it did something that a lot of groups have never done before. To lose as many members as Nine Muses has lost, and to bring out Drama and basically have the industry look at you like you're a brand new group, never been done before at that point.
Oh yeah.
It just hadn't.
All eyes were on them and they delivered. They picked a great song.
Yeah. I can't think of another group that has lost that many members, come back, and people been like, we totally accept this and we think this is a smashing comeback. I can't think of a one.
I think the closest, and it's honestly still, it's definitely not the same, would be Wonder Girls, where they've lost members, added some, lost members, added some, but it was the Wonder Girls, and there were never as many members, right? There were only like 5 when they debuted, so it's still little apples and oranges.
Yeah.
They're both fruit.
Yeah. Because I'm looking at my countdown here, and it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 girls that they lost by the time Glue promotions were over.
A lot. It's a lot of girls.
Yeah, yeah. That's a brand new team. That is
Yeah,
a brand new team.
it's the original NCT model before Isumanda.
Yeah, except for people actually leave instead of just
Yeah.
adding and adding until you have like a small battalion on stage.
Oh, true. Honestly, like NCT songs where it's like all 23 of them, like I can't watch those. They stress me out. There's too many people.
Yeah. All right. So now we're going to get into what honestly is the crown jewel of Nine Muses.
Oh
It never
yes.
gets better than this. This is the pinnacle of Nine Muses.
In every way, because honestly, this is their best album too. The B-sides, killer. It
The
is
packaging. This is their best. This is their best. Full stop.
gorgeous. Oh, it's like this big, we're talking about Hurt Locker, if you couldn't tell. Hurt Locker.
Yeah.
The packaging is this like big bright blue photo book hardcover, and it is like the girls by the poolside, and the photography is great. It's big, it's gorgeous. We're really making use of the fact that these are models, you know.
Yeah, they're models and they are modeling. Like the color palette is very David LaChapelle in terms of like definitely overexposed, super bright, bluest of blue, reddest of red, and
Yeah.
everything is very kind of like beachy and lush and kind of almost feels wet. Like it's just
Yeah.
fantastic. You pair it up with a video, exact same color palette, but it takes place in like a railroad shipyard and it's nothing but storage container boxes. And
Mhm.
in the background are these really bright, like yellow, orange, blue, and green storage container boxes. It's so perfect. And yes, it did copy the container box video that Tinashe did. However, still perfect. Because again, Star Empire don't have no money, so they're ripping off
Yeah.
concepts left and right.
Yeah. And it was a summer song. It was and it fits the summer vibe. It's very high saturated colors. It's a bright song. You're driving down and you're listening to Hurt Locker, your hair's blowing in the wind. It's great. It only, honestly, I think if 2015 is arguably the best year for K-pop musically. 2015 summer was tough because everyone was at their A game. Sistar released Shake It, their best summer song. It's like if Hurt Locker came out in 2014, I think we would have a different view on Nine Muses. I think that they probably would have gone on a little longer or had a little bit more success, because I really think the timing just was shot in the foot. It was like a losing game no matter what that they did. This was going to lose because the competition was just too stiff.
Yeah, but this was definitely, this was the video that you put out when you want people to book you for the function.
Mhm.
Because when you're watching this video, you're thinking, "Oh, I want to see these bitches live. I want to see." This is the time when they attempted their most, I won't say intricate, but definitely they attempted their most dance focused video. Like of all the videos they've done, this is the first time where the dance really felt like it was pushed forward in the video instead of look at how pretty these girls are in this group.
Yeah. The Glue video was also essentially a dance video, but it's so weird looking that it doesn't feel like it. So this is the first
Yeah,
time
it was like
we really see him.
it was a dance video because they didn't have a set or a storyline. Whereas Hurt Locker, it had a full set. Like there's vignettes of the girls just like chilling out, looking at the camera, being beautiful. But then also the dance is there and present.
Oh yeah. I also think they did a good job styling the new girls. Like Sojin has that white bob, and she looks great, honestly. It's really cool. She also has one of my favorite parts where she goes, "It's over, love is over. Baby, it's
Yes,
over."
that is like the guitar entrance of the song, like da 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 dun dun dun.
It's so good. It's perfect. Again,
The
it's
pre-chorus.
oh, ooh, I wish I knew Korean so we could sing it because it's so good.
Yeah. Na, 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 na.
What you gonna do?
Ah.
Ah, ooh, I wanna like pause and go listen. I'm into it.
It really is. It was a time when every element came together. And it's so rare that that happens where the visuals, the song, the dance, the styling, the photo book, everything was top of the game.
Yeah.
And that is the reason why it pissed me off to talk about the next song.
I am sorry to apologists of Sleepless Night. You are dead wrong. This song sucks. It sucks. The video sucks. Everything about this was a mistake. It's like the worst Brave Brothers song of all time. I can't believe they produced this. They produced countless hits. The same year they wrote AOA's Heart Attack came out like a few months before this. What happened? Was it a slump then? I don't know what happened.
I don't know what the hell is going on, but like the clothes are ugly. They've got this grease over the camera lens, so everything is all fuzzy and foggy. They queer bait by making the whole video make no sense, and then all of a sudden you see one girl get out of bed, and there's another girl with no shirt on, covered by a blanket, and like, ooh, lesbians. But there was nothing in the rest of the video that implied anything about that. Like, it was just a fucking clit tease. And I don't understand why we are doing this at this time. Like, the song is trash. Don't try to save it by being like, oh, we're going to get the lesbians of Korea to rally around us. No, that's not enough. If anything, it just makes you seem desperate. And I don't know how y'all came off of Hurt Locker and a sold out photo book, because I remember at the time trying to get it and it being sold out everywhere. I don't know how you go from Hurt Locker to this.
It's embarrassing. I feel bad for the girls. The company really did them dirty.
And it must have been broke. That's all I could think.
Like, yeah, they bought like the Dollar Bin Brave Brothers song. Even Brave Brothers was probably like, are you sure you want this one? And Star Empire was like, yes, we do. And they're like, I mean, we'll take the cash.
I feel like Brave Brothers sold it to them sight unheard and said, you know, Sistar turned this down, but we really like it. And they're like, well, we'll take it then.
I could see that.
Yeah, because like it really does feel like if this song had been handed to Sistar, it might have worked. Because this is very much in that Gone Not Around Any Longer vein of songs. So
that's true. But also Hyolyn can kind of do any song. Like, we're really working with Hyolyn, so
yeah, like she can sing her ass off. She could sing the telephone book. But yeah, I think that definitely it was something where vocally this group was not prepared to do this song because they're just not distinctive enough to do it. They really should have come back with another very poppy, very fun colored, like anything else. It should not have been this.
Oddly enough, the very next song, perfect release. After this, we go to Nine Muses A subunit with Hyemi, who I think is like the only original member left at that time. Kumjo, Kyungri, and Sojin. And it's just the four. And they have a song called Lip to Lip. Honestly, I really love this song. I think it's super cute. It's a really fun, cute summer song. Inoffensive, fun, poppy, bubblegum, all the things.
So to understand what a flop Sleepless Night was, Mina left after Sleepless Night, Urine left after Sleepless Night, Moon Hyuna left after Sleepless Night. So yeah. Also Sun Sunga left after Sleepless Night. So yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
They had four girls
left, and that's why they only have four.
Yeah, I think it was important to add Nine Muses A was because that was all they had left. That's what the A stood for. All that remains.
The All-Stars.
Yeah. You know, put a positive spin on things.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the group really whittled down to hardly anybody by that time. And it's these same four girls that end up doing the last song that is considered a Nine Muses song. But Lip to Lip, cute concept. cute sounding song. Again, playing with, queer baiting, because at one point, Kumjo and one of the other girls are close to kissing, and the other girl's like, stop it, don't do it.
Yeah.
Also, two of the girls find out they're dating the same guy, and the whole video is about feeling guilty because you want to fuck.
Yeah. It's not a great video. It's got some fun colors. I guess that's the best part. I think their styling, they look good. They look good. They're pretty. But also,
Yeah,
like,
but this is also another no money video.
yeah, it's cheap. But like, had they given this song to all the girls that were left after Hurt Locker, I feel like that could have been a winning song. Why not?
Yeah, I think it could have been fine. But yeah, Star Empire at this point, I think they were in the midst of their lawsuits with Zia, or at least the whole financial upset. And so there's two sets. There's one set that is a couch in a dark room, and there's another set that is a bedroom. And those are the only two sets for the most part. Oh, and there's a dance set. But that's it. There's nothing else. And I think the dance set is also the dark room set. They just changed the lighting.
Could be. It was cheap, but it was cute. I actually really enjoy the B-sides on that album. I don't know why. I think I understand that this isn't like the height of their releases, but I have a soft spot for this song for some reason. I don't know why.
I'm fine with that. I mean, I personally had checked out of Nine Muses by that point. Sleepless Night really was like the final straw for me. It turned me against this group hardcore. And not like I actively hated them, but I was just like, I don't care what they do anymore, because this
Yeah.
was so low effort. So going back and listening to Lip to Lip, I'm like, if this had been what came out after Hurt Locker, this would have been cute.
Yeah. I don't think it would have made them super famous or anything, but it would have been a good look.
Yeah, it would have at least built on a little bit of momentum. And more than likely, with more girls being in the video, it may have had a fuller sound. It may have
Yeah.
had a bigger presence. But, it was for girls. And honestly, small groups are a hard sell in K-pop at that time. Now everybody is debuting 4 and 5 pieces. But at the time, bigger groups were the thing that people were looking for.
Yeah.
So it would have been difficult to kind of make people buy into a 4-piece subunit from a group that used to have 9 girls.
Yeah. And it's only subunit because there just aren't any more girls.
Right.
Well,
And I guess maybe also Star Empire was hopeful they could hire more girls, and that's why they wanted to keep it as a subunit.
that's true. They gave up by the next release though, and just rebranded them as Nine Muses. With the 4 of them.
Yes, and it is technically the last Nine Muses original group song. It
Yeah.
is Remember.
Eh. It's like it's a very dramatic, again, we're back to the very deep dramatic songs, and it was released like in the summer. I don't want to listen to this.
Yeah.
I don't really know if I want to listen
The
to this.
videos. The video is dark. There's guns involved. There's like a horror movie element in the beginning of the music video. And then the second verse is just everybody lounging around in tubs in a dirty room.
Yeah.
And like they're in wedding dresses in a clear box at one point. It just,
Yeah, it's broad.
Yeah, I don't know. And the last scene is so weird. It's Kungri with a gun pointed at this guy who we don't know if he's a bad guy, a good guy, because we don't know anything about him. But she's pointing a gun with him at him. She shoots, and it turns out she's shooting a pillow. Then it turns out she's shooting a teddy bear. Then it turns out the guy's in the bathtub and he's looking at a cell phone. Then a flash, he's looking at letters. The bathtub's on fire, but he's still alive and not noticing the fire. Like, it is a fever dream. I don't know what the hell is going on here, but like anything but the summertime is happening here. Anything but the summertime.
Oh yeah, it is. It's the wrong song at the wrong time with the wrong video, with the wrong sets, with the wrong costumes. Nothing about this release works. It had some good B-sides. I'll give it that. There are some good B-sides on this album, but not good enough that I'm like, run out and go listen to it, guys. Like, there's better.
Yeah. And also, it's also really sad too because that was the last official Nine Muses release, and you could just tell that like they disbanded because there was no steam left, and
There wasn't.
that's one of the things. Go ahead.
Yeah, there wasn't steam, and the repackage of this had a just as bad song with a just as bad video. It was a lose-lose all
Yeah.
up.
So it's just really sad because when I think of like Sistar, you can hate Sistar's last song, but the fact of the matter is, at least they were given the opportunity to let people know this is our last song. Same with Wonder Girls. You might not like the song, but they were granted the opportunity after so many years to say, this is our last song. People don't realize it, but at the time that they disbanded, this group had been around for 9 years.
Yeah.
They deserved at least to be able to tell their fans, this is our last song. And the only other group that I feel like had this kind of like did dirty when they disbanded thing is 4 Minute. I remember 4 Minute
Oh,
begging people to buy their song because they were told by the company, if this doesn't sell, it will be your last. Can you imagine a group that had Volume Up, a group that had Crazy, a group that had fucking Yana, who had done Bubble Pop at this point, had done all kinds of things. And they're like, you go out there and you better make them people buy that album or else we're going to go ahead and shut this thing down.
for what? CLC? Crazy decision. Especially because this was kind of the first 4 minute flop. It was the first song that wasn't like a big hit in Korea. And that doesn't mean that they're not profitable anymore. It's just like, oh, this song was a bit of a miss. That's okay. That happens. All groups kind of go through that at times.
Yeah, it was just sad. And I feel like when you've had groups that have been around for a while, if the company feels like it's going to be the last go round, instead of having them out there begging to save their careers, just like say, you know what, let's make it a celebration.
Yeah.
Let their fans rally around them and, let's talk about everything we've done and like celebrate that we made it this far instead of having them beg as if they were actually going to renew the group's contracts. They knew they weren't. That's the part that pisses me off about it. Is I think Star Empire knew that they weren't going to have any more Nine Muses because they were probably not being able to find trainees who wanted to join Nine Muses anymore.
Right.
But also, like, yeah, like what girl who's 19 years old wants to join a group with a bitch who's 35? So, I get it. They weren't ever going to have another 9-piece Nine Muses. They probably knew that going in to remember. You could have just told them that and been like, okay, let's have one last song. Maybe we can get some of the other girls who left to come in to do like one last Nine Muses song. Same thing with 4 Minute. They could have been like, we know we're not going to renew, but this is your last concept, so go crazy.
Yeah.
But they didn't do that.
It's sad. I think that instead of doing Remember and Love City, Nine Muses, Star Empire should have consolidated the funds and picked one really good song and did one really good video instead of two mediocre songs and two really bad videos.
Yes, because Love City is a horrible video. Again, it feels broke. It feels like the kind of video that a company going out of business would make.
Yeah, it's doing out a business sale video.
Yeah.
So that's it for the Nine Muses members or group songs. They are rumored to have a comeback. Apparently, it's already messy. I know Sarah was online being like, "Oh, a comeback? Didn't contact me about it." It's like, yeah, I don't know who they contacted. It's going to be a weird release, but I hope it's good. I would love for Nine Muses to at least go out on a good note. It makes me sad that they went out on like two of their weakest songs. It's a bummer.
Yeah. I mean, Love City, I really think that the girls did their own poster writing. Like when you look at the video, they've got these balloons that they pop that are for Love City, and then they've got these posters that say different phrases. And it feels like a school project. It's sad. And it didn't have to be this way. It never had to be this way. Hell, if all else fails and you don't have the money to put on a big set video, go fucking outside.
Yeah.
Just go outside. But yeah, it didn't have to be like this. And I think that's the reason why people are so frustrated about the story of Nine Muses is that, but for more careful planning, this could have been done better. Like there was an article I read on All K-pop when I was getting ready to film this with you, where they asked the girls of Nine Muses after Hurt Locker, like, how much money did you make with this big successful comeback? And Kyungri says, we make enough money to eat.
Sad.
Yeah. So even after all these years, there's not a single girl that walked away from that group flush with funds because Nine Muses was such a money maker for them.
Right. I hope they had fun. I hope they had good memories. It doesn't seem like that's the case, but I don't know. Time heals wounds, sort of. Let's move on to something great. Arguably, so we picked some solo songs. Honestly, it was really hard to find like a comprehensive who in Nine Muses has really solo music because truthfully, again, not a lot of them are big names and not a lot of them, and there's just so many of them. So I found two. I found Kyungri's and Moon Hyuna's. I think Sarah put out music. Kumjo might have. Question mark, question
Yeah,
mark.
Kumji did a song called Fingertips that I've heard before. It's cute. Sarah has done some solo stuff, and then she covers a lot of songs on her YouTube channel. I think a few of the girls went into acting. A lot of them got married. A lot of them have had babies. Granted, you know, one of our oldest members is in her 40s now. So, yeah, they've all kind of moved on with their lives in a lot of ways. I
Yeah.
think Kyungri is probably the only one who's still kind of chasing musical success, even though I think she's put that on the back burner recently. But yeah.
Right. So we're going to. I have Kyungri's Blue Moon next, but can we do Cricket Song first? I want to end on a high note.
Yes. Okay,
Not
so
to be
Cricket
shady.
Song is weird. Cricket Song is weird because when the song starts, it has a very dreamy aesthetic, and the song itself is kind of unique in terms of the backing track. It
Yeah.
doesn't sound like a lot of stuff released at the time, so you go into it with super high hopes. You're like,
Yeah.
this could be good, and then you get to the chorus, and it is
Heard say.
cricket sounds.
Yeah, she's going crick, crick, cree, crick, crick, cree. And it's like, oh, you've picked the worst chorus possible for this song. Just
Yeah,
because it's a
it's
cricket song doesn't mean you got to make cricket noises for the chorus. What are we doing here?
it's like that one TikTok video of Tokicha where she's on Tiny Desk and she's doing whoop, 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 whoop. Like that's
Totally. Totally. Yeah.
yeah.
It's disappointing because it does start really great and like the verses are great. And then you get to the chorus and you're like, maybe we should have reworked this. Let's go back to the drawing board a bit.
Yeah, it was bad. Like it felt like she should have been singing something and then she should have recorded backing vocals going tweet 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 instead.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
she should
yeah.
have sang words over that. But
Yeah, yeah,
instead she's
yeah.
like, no, we're gonna bring this forward. Like people need to hear me sounding like a cricket. I'm great at impressions. So
Yeah, it's like a great song, and then it becomes like a variety show song, and you're like, ooh, okay.
yeah. So I mean, Moon Hyuna is a beautiful girl. When you watch the video, she has the sharpest nose. It's crazy. But she's gorgeous in the face and she has a serviceable voice. And again, the backing track, it doesn't sound like anything I've ever heard before, to be honest. It's really cool, but it
Mm,
just she needed a songwriter so bad.
yeah. Did she write it herself?
Yeah,
Well, she did a really good job with the production, so that's cool.
yeah, but she needed a
Yeah, she
songwriter.
did help. She's not the only K-pop girl that has that problem, but I'm not here to be too spicy today. So yeah. Sometimes people need help with the
Listen,
all I'm saying.
this is the reason why Lisa will always make money because Lisa never tries to write her own shit. She's like, I know what I'm good at, and this ain't it. Write me something.
And even then, she even, she got the lyric from Mona Lisa type of Lisa and went, Teddy, really? Because I know Ariana
Oh,
didn't write that song or write that line. Victoria Monet didn't write that line. That was a Teddy line.
yeah, absolutely. I know Lisa hates the shit they give her, but she's also like, okay, can I dance to this? Because if I can dance to it, I can make it work.
Yeah.
And that's really what makes it happen for her. I mean, again, side tangent, but since we're here anyway. So Blackpink is in contract negotiations right now. All of the girls, according to YG, have said they plan to re-up their contract with YG. And I cannot believe we're at 7 years of Blackpink at this point, because we are what, 2 albums in? Or like one mini, one full, 2 albums in, right?
I think they have the exact same amount of music as 21 did. 2 mini albums, 2 full-length albums, and a couple singles. I fucking told you. All I'm saying is I fucking told you. 2016, I got bullied by Blackpink fans saying that. I was like, I'm trying to warn you guys, it's not gonna end well.
Yeah. So if I was Lisa, I would pack up my fucking $1 million IOU note and I would plop it on YG's desk and say, until I get every fucking penny of this, I'm not signing shit. And then I would get my money and like, and I'm still only signing a resignation letter, you motherfucker. I'm out of here.
I think none of those girls should resign. I feel like whenever a woman resigns in YG, I'm like, no, we know what's gonna happen to you. It's never good. It's never good, girl.
Yeah, he's never gonna leave his wife. He's never gonna leave his wife.
Yeah. They're just never gonna work again. Oh, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't want them to resign with YG either. I think they can do better. I think they deserve better. You know, quiet as it's kept, Jisoo's solo was a big disappointment.
I'm trying to remain hopeful that it'll grow on me, but it's been a month or two. And
You don't want to get bullied. I will say it. I heard that song. I've heard that song 5 times now. If you put a bullet to my brain and said you better start humming the tune, I would be like, tell my daughter I love her.
damn. I think I think both songs are fine. I don't think that they're bad, but they're terribly okay. Um, I feel
They are
like
Blackpink rejects.
it is kind of embarrassing how much YG hypes up. Oh, we spent all this time in the studio crafting the best, most perfect songs, and then you get do 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 do. All
Is
eyes
that
on
what that song
me.
sounds like? I can't remember.
I think All Eyes on Me is okay. It's a cute B-side. I feel like I might buy the album. I might not. I haven't bought it yet, which isn't good because I bought every other Blackpink album. Although I did sell some of the vinyls because I needed money and I don't need the giant Blackpink vinyls. It's fine. I did keep the Lisa
Yeah.
one though because I know the word.
You're like, one day this will be worth something.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
yeah,
the
one day
Thai fans will. Go ahead.
oh yeah, just like I'm keeping Lisa. If anything, I'm placing my money behind Lisa.
Yeah, because the Thai fans will never let her go broke. Never, never, never.
Never. She
Yeah,
always
but yeah,
them.
money, money. That's all I have to say about that. Money is money.
By far the biggest Blackpink solo song worldwide. I mean, Jennie's solo obviously did the best in Korea, but that's because she's the Korean fave and they're racist against Lisa. So you can't have everything.
Yeah,
Lisa has the world around her finger. But
yeah.
back
But
to the
back to
to the bitches who had something to say about me in the press. Kyungri. Her solo song, Blue Moon, to be very honest, I think it's one of the best songs that Muses related has ever produced. It is great. It is this very earwormy house track. She's like cooing over the chorus. It's honestly
because she
wonderful.
can't sing.
And you know what? They gave her a song where that works for her. Lisa can't
Yeah,
sing either, but we still love money. So
yeah. Know your role.
know your role.
Embrace your strength.
That's why some of these girls, that's why honestly, city pop, kind of the secret weapon for a lot of these girls. You don't sing too good, do a city pop song. We're not asking a lot from you there.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm fine with this. Mason has done some beautiful fan art for this particular video. I
Yeah.
don't know if he'll use it for the thumbnail or not, but
I,
yes, this has some really interesting artistic moments visually. Like not just the scene that you did the fan art
yeah.
for, which was like the kind of Versace-esque bathing suit with the super maximalist background and couch scene. But
Yeah.
there's also this scene that's like it's like a relief painting almost, where it's like white and it's black and it's got a white oval with those
Yes.
white
It's
flowers kind of.
stunning. And like the sun rays, and she's like profile. Oh, beautiful. And it has like the lilies all around it. Yeah. And then you
Mm-hmm.
have like her in a wheelchair. Like there's like visual greatness in this video and visual oh in this video.
Yeah, like there's a scene where there's a bunch of guys against the wall and she's like dancing in front of them, and you're like, you're not the strongest dancer, maybe you don't need to do that. But everything else is great. And definitely like you feel that this is what her tenure in Nine Muses was leading up to all this time.
Yeah. They really picked like honestly, if I listened to this song and you told me there was a 10 like a full-length album attached to it, I would immediately run to listen to that album. I'm actually really sad that this is only a single because I really love this song.
Yes. Also, if you had told me this was a Nine Muses song, I would have been like, "Yep, sounds like it." I would not have gone into it being like, "I miss the other girls' voices." Like, because
Yeah.
again, with them being so generic, this was par for the course.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I hope that nothing good ever happens to Kyungri. I wish her all the ills of the world.
Why? What'd she do?
Okay, so a lot of people left. Like I said, she joined during news, but a lot of people left not long after she joined the group. And I just get the vibe that maybe she's a teen killer. I can't prove it. I can't say for sure, but I just get the feeling that like back when Nine Muses was indistinguishable, there was no real star other than orange hair. And even
Parker
then,
girl.
she wasn't really a star. She was just very distinctive. But then, like, it became very apparent very soon that Kyungri was the star of Nine Muses. And I think that led to a lot of resentment for a lot of the girls because even when they had terrible styling, and I mean terrible, they
Oh,
always made sure that Kyungri looked good.
that's true. I mean, yeah, I don't know
And
if
she wasn't even the leader. That was the crazy part.
I think Sarah was for a bit until she left, and then maybe Hyemi because she was like the last remaining OG member. I don't know,
Mm-hmm. But
but
yeah, she wasn't even the leader, but she got the most FaceTime. She wasn't even the visual, and she got the most FaceTime. And so I don't know. I don't feel right about that. Also, I kind of think that she stole Hot Belt's man. So what's his name? I have it written down here because I want to talk about it. Um, so there is a singer named Jong Jin Woon who is a member of 2AM, and he used to date one of the Wonder Girls, Yeon, who changed her name to Hatbelt, but I think maybe she's back to being Yeon. I don't know. Anyway, they broke up in 2016. Kyungri and this guy were on a television show in 2016. All of a sudden, they start dating at the end of 2017. And I don't know. I feel like maybe Kyungri stole Homegirl's man, and he's not even a great man because he got kind of tied up as being a person that was suspected to be a part of that whole golden phone shit. But anyway, she
ooh,
started dating him in 2017, stayed with him through his military enlistment. 6 months after he gets out the military, it's over.
Don't love that. Don't love that for Yeon. Yeon's had a hard life. I feel bad for her. I hope that she is happy and doing well and made good money from the Wonder Girls and can just hang out the
I
rest.
want her I want her to marry somebody with fuck you money. And not because I think women have to be married. I kind of just want her to marry somebody with fuck you money and then divorce and get like a pile of fuck you money to take with her. But
Mhm.
I mean, she has had to deal with so many men's bullshit, but between like 2 a.m. member who like, I'm sorry, you're a member of 2 a.m. You really need to humble yourself if you were ever
Yeah.
with a Wonder Girl.
Yeah, you're dating a
Uh,
Wonder
so
Girl.
there's that. Yeah. So know who you are. And then like her father who almost got her fucking put in jail behind his fraud stuff, and she had to go on multiple television shows and in front of the court to prove that she had nothing to do with her father's fraud scheme, where he was like, I think her father was running a church and was convincing church members that he could make their children famous because his daughter was famous, and I think he was like molesting some of the girls. It was a huge mess.
Yeah, it
But
was.
anyway, when he got caught up and everything, they tried to make it seem like she was getting the money too. And she's like, no, he left our family before I even joined Wonder Girls. There's a couple of pictures of us together, but honestly, he's never had anything to do with my life.
Yeah.
So yeah, like for her to lose her man to Kyungri from Nine Muses, like that shit sucks. I'm glad that, they broke up in 2016, but it's still one of those things where like there could have been some overlap there. And then, for him to turn out to not be that great later on, Kyungri, this is for you. Enjoy that. Keep that. They broke up in 2021, Kyungri and the guy from 2 a.m.
Damn. Well, I did not know all the stuff about Kyungri. I'll have to stun it.
Yeah.
Still love the song, girl. So,
Yeah. And I did a little update just to kind of see what everybody was doing. The girl who left after 2 months, I really couldn't find any follow up on her, but Rana is a DJ now. Benny is married. Isam is still trying to do music stuff, but she really hadn't come up with anything notable. Unji got married, had a baby. Sarah, of course, is a working YouTuber. She speaks English very well. So she's done a lot of stuff with like Western media to talk about her time as a K-pop artist. Um, Yeren, Erin, she appeared on The Masked Singer at one time. Mina is married. Yemi, she's doing some acting. Munyana, she got married and had a baby, so she's living
sure.
that life. Yeah. Sunga also got married and had a baby. Sojin, she's acting, and then Kumjo just got married to the actor Beck Kibam. So yeah, the girls are living their lives.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Sam, if you had to pick your 5 favorite songs that we went over today, what are they?
Hurt Locker, Ticket, Drama, uh, Surprise, Figaro,
Oh,
and yeah, I know. Like the the bum bum part always gets me.
tonight. Oh, we forgot to talk about they have a very famous dance practice video for Figaro where they're in like the most perfect unison in K-pop that you can ever be. Have you seen that video?
I haven't watched it in a while, so I don't recall.
Oh yeah, it's not a great dance, but they're stomping. And like I think Sarah talked about how like their managers were like verbally abusing them right before they filmed this, and they were like very pissed off and wanted to prove them wrong and that they were talented and could do the dance. So they were like pissed off and angry, and they are killing it. Sorry, I
Yeah,
interrupted.
and then no, you're fine, you're fine. And then probably just as an also ran, I would give it to Blue Moon, even though I don't know, a part of me wants to go back and reconsider because even though I like Blue Moon a lot, even though Gun is not a great song, I really love that video.
I mean, I
Like
feel
that video is doing the heavy lifting.
the video is doing heavy lifting. It is one of the songs on this that I do find the most forgettable, but it's still a good song. I
Yeah.
think we have a very similar top 5. My top 5 is Dolls. So Dolls, Drama, Hurt Locker, Blue Moon. What's my 5th? Okay, this is
Pick
like
it.
no. I think I'm gonna pick a song. I think I like Lip to Lip a little more. as like a personal this I know. I don't think it's a better song. I just think of like which song am I gonna listen to more? I feel like at least today it's like summer, I'm in LA. Lip to Lips kind of that girl right now.
I disagree tremendously, but you know, it is what it is. I wish I could swap the video for Gun with the video for Dolls, and I wish that like I could have the Gun video with the doll sound and make that happen. That would make
Yeah.
me happy. But you know, we can't have what we want in this world. But I mean, overall, if I was trying to give somebody a reason to pay attention to Nine Muses, I think that Nine Muses is a lesson in K-pop in terms of like how groups are managed,
Mhm.
how groups survive over time, how groups evolve for sure. I also think that Nine Muses is an interesting case study in like how to build a group for success because there were considerations made when Nine Muses was formed where somebody actively thought this is the best way to make a group that's going to be
Yeah.
successful, but they forgot probably the most important element of a group, and that is the fucking music. Like they picked the tallest, the thinnest, the prettiest, but they didn't think, can these girls sing? Do we have a good, solid musical base? They bought songs from Sweet Tunes, bought songs from Brave Brothers, they bought a song from JYP. Money was spent,
Hmm.
effort was made, but at the end of the day, you really do have to be about music and you have to have a
Hmm.
musical vision. There are so many groups that have had one hit, but the reason why we still keep them in the conversation is because that one hit musically was everything. 15 and who the fuck cares about 15 and in 2023?
No one.
But musically, they were amazing. And both of those girls are still employed to this day.
Employed and killing it and doing some really great stuff. I mean, look at like a Momoland. Boom Boom. We don't talk about them anything outside of Boom Boom, but Boom Boom was really good. It worked. It was the right
Yeah.
recipe.
Yeah.
So,
And then you've got Brave Girls who had a great song that managed to make a comeback because it was a great song. And
mhm.
people still want to talk about Brave Girls because they had some great songs.
Yeah, they had multiple songs because after Rollin' One Up, We Ride shot back up the charts and was a top 5 hit. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah,
So I think you really need to be thinking about music.
yeah. I think Nine Muses, I hope they don't get fully lost in K-pop as time goes on. I think they have a Dolls and Hurt Locker, I think for sure are gonna keep them at least somewhat in a conversation about K-pop. But I think if you haven't listened to Nine Muses, I would say check out the Sam and I's top fives that we shared. I think those songs are all really solid. Because there are some real classics in this discography. Even if the video and the whole package isn't there, a lot of the songs are there.
Yeah. And I think that, you know, talking about Nine Muses really makes me want to say like sorry to a lot of the groups that you know fans held on to but the public just didn't see it for. Like I'm thinking of like Rania, I'm thinking of Rainbow, I'm thinking of a lot of these groups that like they had something but people just really never latched on. You know, I'm even thinking about some of the newer groups. Like I think about Kristen and how that could have been amazing and it just didn't happen. I was on TikTok. I was on TikTok
Oh,
and
the one
right
girl from
now,
Kristen. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, that video of her singing recently.
I mean, and she probably wrote her little lyrics too because it was one of
Yeah.
those open verse challenges. She sounded amazing. The lyrics were cute. She totally went with the vibe of the song. You know, it just goes to like there's so much talent and there's just so few avenues for people to fully explore their talents. And it's just sad how much gets lost. And I imagine these women now, some of them have gotten married, some of them have had babies. I can imagine them telling their children, like, I used to be a K-pop idol. And their kid going to school like, I've never heard of your mom's group.
Yeah. But I feel like they can tell their kid I was a K-pop idol and have a couple songs to be like, look what we did though.
Yeah, like your mommy used to kill it. Me right there.
Yeah,
So, I wish everyone who was ever in a group that somebody cared about, I wish you the absolute best of luck. And
definitely.
I hope that something amazing happens to you and that something amazingly positive happens to you. Um, Not to bring it down, but before we filmed this, before we even talked about filming this, probably, uh, one of the members of Astro passed away. And Astro is one of those groups that honestly, I could not sing a single song for you. And I'm not going to pretend like I was a big fan. I knew of Moonbin for sure because he was in a TVXQ video for Balloons, but I really wasn't as familiar with the group as a whole. I just knew individual parts. Like Unwoo was in True Beauty, which was a huge K drama. Like I knew pieces, but he passed away, and of course their fans are super hurt because it's personal. I've been there, so I get it. But I think about how it must be bittersweet to have the world's eyes on your group, have the world's eyes on your favorite idol, and knowing that they didn't get to have this kind of attention when they were still here.
Yeah.
And I really do. I feel bad for all of those teams that spend years plugging away at it and doing comeback after comeback and try after try. And there is a devoted, smaller, but a devoted fan base there. But when it comes to the way we discuss this music, it's like if you weren't a Blackpink or if you weren't a BTS or you weren't an SNSD or you weren't a Wonder Girls, you didn't count.
Yeah.
And I hate that. And so, you know, I hope good things happen for these people because I know you tried to live your dream, and that says a lot more than a lot of other people.
Very few people really go and try for their dream. And there's a lot of K-pop artists that are rich and had the means to, and there's a lot that didn't. So there's a range here for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So if
Well,
this taught you anything, go for your dreams. Be the shonen anime protagonist that you've always wanted to be. Because I don't know, why would you not try? Shooting yourself in the foot already if you're not trying. I say this is
yeah,
someone
and
that like very actively pursued all my dreams, and is still trying to, because I don't know, it's my dream. Why not?
yeah. And if any of you plan on having families later on, pursue your dreams now. That way you don't spend a lifetime trying to convince your kids to pursue your dreams for you.
Yes, don't be a dance moms.
Absolutely.
All right. Well,
All right. Well,
thank you all for watching. I'm really glad we got to do this, Sam.
this was fun. It's been a while since I've done this. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, it's been a while.
All right. Well, everyone, stay positive, stay calm, take deep breaths, and carry on. We'll see you soon. Bye.